All right, we are shifting focus away from West Bengal towards Odisha. We're learning that a deeply disturbing incident has emerged from Keonjhar, where a tribal man was seen carrying his deceased sister's skeletal remains to a bank to claim money from her account. The man reportedly went to the bank claiming to be the legal heir but was unable to produce the required documents for withdrawal. Now, officials say that he was not aware of the procedural requirements and acted out of frustration after being repeatedly asked for legal proof. The local administration has now stepped in, saying that efforts are being made to expedite death certificates, legal heir documents and financial assistance through coordination with the bank. My colleague Belly Thomas with us on the broadcast to share more details. Belly, over to you. What more are you picking up from this story?
Yes, this is a man in Odisha's Keonjhar district who walked 3 kilometers under scorching sun carrying his dead sister's skeletal remains on his shoulder to a bank while he was attempting to retrieve rupees 19,300 that was there in her account. So this man, identified as Jitu Munda, is from Keonjhar's Dayanali village. His sister Kakra Munda held an account at the Odisha Gramin Bank, Mallipati, and Kakra died 2 months ago. Her husband and only child died earlier, leaving Jitu as her sole surviving relative. So when Jitu approached the bank to withdraw the 19,300 remaining balance that was in his sister's account, the bank manager allegedly refused, saying either the account holder must be present or he must furnish legal heir documents, like the nominee part, that the actual formalities that any banks would follow. So this was a tribal man with no education, and Jitu had no death certificate also or any succession papers, and returned helpless after not being unable to understand this complex process. So according to the village sources, on Monday, Jitu had gone to the village crematorium, the cremation ground, and he had dug out his sister's remains from that cremation ground and wrapped her skeleton in a cloth and had walked 3 kilometers to the bank, is what the eyewitnesses say. And once Jitu reached the bank, the site left the locals very stunned and shocked, and while some of them kind of fumed in anger, some of them even were emotionally carried away, and the villagers accused the bank of extreme insensitivity, and they remarked that is it this hard for a poor man to get his own money in this way. So locals said the bank could have verified the sarpanch or could have done a field visit in a special case scenario, but that also didn't work, and the paperwork has won over compassion, is what they said. So finally the police intervened and has assured action. They said after the police was being alerted, they calmed down Jitu, and they instructed the bank officials to handle the case on a humanitarian grounds, and has sought a response from the bank. Yeah.
All right, Belly, with that, I'd like to thank you for sharing all of those details. On that note, viewers, we're slipping into a quick short break. Stay tuned on NewsX.